Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Love Hour podcast. I'm your host, MrsKevOnStage, and I'm joined by my husband and co-host.
So is eating butt okay, yes or no? Where in the Bible does it say, dine upon the nether regions of thine wife or thine concubine? As long as you don't go back booty to coochie, you get that vaginosis. You don't want to get that vaginosis.
Yeah, because the pH will be on Leviticus then.
The pH on 1,000.
The pH will be on Leviticus. That was good.
Revelation.
That was very good.
Anyway, I'm KevOnStage if you're asking my name.
And we are rounding out the Love Hour podcast, and we are bringing back a few of your favorites. And today we have a panel of sexologists that I am so excited about because they are amazing and they are your favorites. First and foremost, we have the New Orleans. How you say do a New Orleans accent,
I don't know.
No. It evades me.
No. Baby, want me get a cold drink? I'm going to get a cold drink, baby.
Cold drink, baby.
She was one of our first guests on the podcast. She was when I was doing the February 6th month or something, child, I was doing. I don't even remember at this point. And she came in and she became an instant favorite with a classic line that we will be discussing today. And that is none other than Miss Shamira.
Hey.
Shamira.
Sexologist Shamira.
Yes, sexologist Shamira. Next on the panel, we have Miss Brittany Brodus-Smith. Listen, y'all, she came on this. I said this on the on my show. What's the name of my show? The Love Hour. Nope, the Love on Stage show.
All the shows.
That's the name of my show. That's the name of my show. I said this on Love on Stage, and I'm going to say it again today, that if Shirley Caesar and Cardi B had a baby, it would be Brittany.
That's hilarious.
She knows her Bible left, right, forward, and back. And she also knows how to drop it like it's high, period. Okay, that's Brittany. And then we have, listen, Miss Goody Howard. And if you don't say Goody Howard, then you're saying it wrong because you got to say the first and the last name every time.
That's that Goody Howard. One knee up, one down.
One up, one down. Listen, she came on our platform, broke the internet. We had to buy a new subscription on the Zoom.
We did.
Because all y'all folks was trying to get up on in this class that she was teaching.
Church folks want to say what the clitoris is. I want to get to it. I want to ring the doorbell.
I want to ring.
You got to go down the side sometimes.
Come on.
Sometimes you do too much direct contact. You got to go on the side.
So that is none other than Miss Goody Howard. Thank you so much to my panel of sexologist experts today. Yay!
Was it A-Town up, clitoris down?
Yeah. This is the best time to do two in the pink, one in the stink. They know about it.
A-Town up, two.
Listen, Shamira be in the comments of celebrities, even especially gospel celebrities.
Oh, man.
That's wrong. God also loves you if you do this too. You don't have to be modest.
I know who you're talking about.
I was just looking for it. Shamira be in them comments like God also loves you if you don't.
Shamira.
So hush.
Quick, fast, in a hurry with the check, okay?
First of all, like she has previous knowledge of somebody finna say something she disagree with. And she be like, I'll be in the comments like, y'all be okay. We all gonna be all right.
Yeah, that's, what's that meme? And Kermit the Frog?
That's me.
First of all, Siri, ain't nobody talking to you. Siri? Every time somebody trying to talk to you, you don't answer.
Now hush.
Now hush, girl. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. I've had you all on the Love Hour podcast, and what happened?
This is the thing where Shamira was in the comments.
We had you all on the Love Hour podcast, and your episodes in their own right have become instant classics. And of course, I would be honestly remiss if I did not.
Churchy.
What, remiss?
I would be remiss.
I am who I am.
It might be top three churchiest phrases.
I am who I am.
What is more churchy than I would be remiss?
What does it even mean?
On today.
On today. I would be remiss.
What does remiss mean?
What does remiss mean?
I would be mistaken, or it would be
it would be a tragedy.
Yeah.
It would be a what? Would you say?
A faux pas?
Mm-hmm.
I believe the words that come out of Goody Howard's mouth.
Lacking care or attention to duty. Negligent.
It would be a negligence.
Negligent.
Yes.
It would be a negligence.
Josh, text me. I would be remiss.
I would be remiss. I would be negligent.
I had never heard nobody said that in any other setting but church.
Me
I would be
either,
remiss.
actually.
I've said it in corporate meetings.
Have you really?
Yes.
Oh,
I would be remiss if I didn't bring up ourselves.
It's very much a church phrase,
It's a
though.
church in your bones, though.
I said it to gather up the people in the room that needed gathering at the time.
Good to know.
They heard it and they understood the assignment.
Got it. You looking for the comments?
Yeah, I think it's back here. Oh, hold on just a second.
Hold on, y'all. The devil's busy.
There we go. And put that one down too, because I don't want to restart.
That's another one.
Devil ain't remiss.
Yeah, that would
I
be
would be
remiss.
remiss if I didn't tell y'all that the devil is
None of
busy.
y'all on today.
On today.
All right. All right. So, again, instant classic episodes, and I absolutely would be remiss if I did not bring the three of you back, because I think the three of you together are a hoot and a riot. I'm saying all the words I never say. Hoot.
Because we friends in real life. That's the
We
thing.
kind of do that.
That's what it is.
We kind of do that. We have that effect.
Yes. So, Shamira came on the podcast. If you have not listened, this is a classic line where she has given us the definition of intimacy. Miss Shamira, could you please repeat it? What is your definition of intimacy?
So the definition I use for intimacy, because, we need to be touched and we like to be touched without being touched. So intimacy, therefore, is being seen, being heard, being valued, being understood. Okay. And in turn, it's seeing, hearing, valuing, and understanding your partner as well. That is intimacy in a nutshell.
Listen, this was a moment that absolutely went viral. It touched Kevin and I to a point where I feel like it transformed even our communication. And what are you going to say?
Nothing.
Oh, I saw words trying to escape you. To the point where, Shamira, if I'm going to be completely 100% honest and transparent, Kevin and I started couples therapy. Phenomenal. I recommend it for all peoples. You should do these things. And we had a breakthrough. I don't have to go into detail.
Okay.
Okay, great.
You can go detail. Whatever you feel comfortable with. What?
I don't know what you want me to say.
No,
That's what I'm
whatever
trying
you feel comfortable saying.
Okay. So anyway, we had a breakthrough last night where I know I was like, I don't know where we're going with this. So let me be sure. Let me try to look into your eyes and understand what's happening right now. We had a breakthrough last night, actually. I've been telling Kevin, we've had this conversation a million times on the podcast where I was like, I don't feel like you hear me. I don't feel like you see me, yada, yada, yada. So that's partly why when you said your definition, it was like, oh.
Shamira gave words to your feelings.
Yeah, it literally the foundation and the basis of this podcast for me is to always give words to people's feelings. I've said this a gazillion times. It is quite literally my motivation behind doing this podcast, because how many of us sit in a room and we're feeling these things and you do not have the language to articulate those feelings in any way that's either healthy or helpful? You can scream at the top of your lungs, but that's, again, not healthy and not helpful. And Absolutely. So you gave me words. And so, and beyond those words, I've been even doing more work to figure out what specifically does that mean for me? What does it actually mean when I say you don't see me? What does it actually mean to say you don't hear me? What am I actually trying to articulate? So anyway, we've met with this lady. Love this woman. God bless her soul. We have to be our favorite client.
Yes.
100%.
I love it.
No, we absolutely are. Even if she said someone else would, I would be like, you have to say that because I get it. But obviously, we are your favorite clients. And we had this breakthrough, and I couldn't help but think, wow, thank you, Shamira, for a year and a half ago, giving me language to initiate a conversation that led to such a moment that we had last night. And before we go into kind of what that moment was, I'm actually going to let you lead.
Let's take a break first.
Okay, that's what I was going to do. All right, we're going to take a break here from the Love Hour sponsors, and then we'll come back with what that moment was.
Today's podcast is sponsored by Betterhelp. Is there something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals? Listen, I can tell you guys one time, a million times, therapy changed my life. The good people over at Betterhelp helped facilitate that therapy. And I look, personal life, married life, fatherhood, personhood, all versions of me have been increased because of therapy, and specifically because BetterHelp helped me find it. BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can start communicating in under 48 hours. It's not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It's professional therapy done securely online. There's a broad range of expertise available which may not be locally available. If you live in Mississippi, you have the same access as somebody who lives in Michigan. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses. You can schedule weekly video or phone sessions so you won't ever have to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room. As with traditional therapy, BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches so they make it easy and free to change therapists if needed. Listen, Melissa and I have had a therapy journey, but our first therapist was not a good fit. And therefore, we were not having great sessions. We switched up, got a therapist who was a good fit, and we started having great sessions. BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. Visit betterhelp.com/lovehour. That's better, H-E-L-P, BETTER, and join the over 2 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp that they are recruiting additional therapists in all 50 states. Special offer for the Love Hour listeners. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/lovehour. That's BETTERHELP.com/lovehour. And now back to the show.
All right, here we go. And we're back. Thank you so much to the Love Hour sponsors. All right, Kevin.
So, in our therapized situation, get off me. It's going to make me cry. Unhand me, woman. That's what Marcus said. Get. We've been in therapy with this therapist for about 3 or 4 months, maybe.
Yeah.
We've been overall about 6 months, 7 months. Our first guy sucked. He was terrible. And it's okay to fire your therapist if they suck. Part of the journey is liking your therapist. Sometimes they're not bad people. They're just not good therapists for you.
They're not good for you.
And it might not be their style, too. We switch therapists and styles. So anyway, yesterday we had a great session. We didn't even go into it knowing what we were going to talk about, which is already good. Because sometimes we go in there like, oh, you pissed me off last Thursday, and I can't wait till Monday. You finna get in trouble. It's like, don't go into therapy like that. But anyway,
well, come on.
Essentially what happened was Melissa had started, prior to Shamira, Melissa was saying things like, we don't talk deeply. I don't feel like you understand me. We're not connecting, right? The words that Shamira gave were, I'm not being seen, heard, and valued. And understood. And I think for the key for us was all of those, but the combination of all four, right? And if you understand it's kind of like Captain Planet or Infinity Stones. Like individually, those are all good, but if you can get all four together, you have, the whole thing, at least for Melissa and I. So essentially we had a situation and Melissa had a little apprehension about sharing her true feelings about the situation.
Thank you.
And I told her, actually the therapist was like, share your fears, right? She actually said something dope. She's like, share your fears and then share your fear. As in share it with your spouse in therapy and then you guys can share it.
Which is really good because what she was saying to me was, I was like, I'm afraid to share this because X, Y, and Z. And she was like, well, before we get to that, share why you're afraid. Yeah. The most mind-blowing experience of my life was taking a step back from what you wanted to share and sharing the fear and sharing what you wanted to share.
That's where the work is.
Girl.
Listen, that is the work, Shamira. So she shared the fear, and essentially, without getting too in the weeds of it, I gave her a soft place to land, right? I acknowledged that in our relationship in the past, your feelings are valid now because everything in our relationship in the last 5 or 10 years, I have responded in a way that gives you the reason to be afraid, right? But I can tell you now that I'm not going to respond that way. You can share freely. I understand what you're, feeling, how you're feeling, why you might be feeling that way. I can guarantee you that I'm not going to punish you, be petty, compete with you if you share your feelings. And if you do or don't do, you really have the freedom to act, right? Yvonne Orji had this example that I've been using a lot. She was saying that she said on the Breakfast Club, a fan asked her for a picture, and she was like, "Can I say no? Will you be mad if I say no?" And the lady was like, "Yeah, I probably will be mad." She was like, "Well, if you're not giving me freedom to say yes or no, and only if you'll be mad if I say no, then it's not really a question. It's a demand, because a question gives the person who's receiving it the opportunity to say yes or no and have that be respected. If only one answer is acceptable, then it's not a question, it's a demand. So I was offering that same grace to Melissa, like, I'm asking this of you and you can speak freely and I won't quote unquote punish you. I don't mean punish physically or anything like that, but you can be petty, you can hold it against them, you can bring it up in arguments. There's a lot of ways to try to punish your spouse. And once I explained the whole parameter of all the feelings, her feelings being valid, right? Which is something that I didn't do, like fully understanding why you feel the way you feel and acknowledging that you have a reason to feel that way and that feeling is valid. And in the past, this has happened that way. And here, this is going to be different. And in this situation, you have the freedom to answer and without retribution. It was like all four of those things were like, oh my God, I really can share how I feel. I really can have the ability to say yes or no without demand. Because in the past, when I asked Melissa for something, it's so heavily implied that it's a yes that if it's a no, I'm going to be upset. Even with sex, that's not what we were talking about that time. But early in our marriage, it was like, can we have sex? Yes is the answer, right? No is like, oh, how could you? Yeah. How dare you? You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't even ask for none yesterday or 2-3 days. The no is when I don't ask. You don't understand that I didn't even ask. That was your no. I gave you your no. When I'm asking, I'm expecting, right? And I've learned through marriage, through therapy, through the love hour, that there's so much more agency in being open about her being a part of this as opposed to, I'm back in town. I've been on that road 5 days. On that Monday, you know what I expect, hot coochie. And I need it warmed up.
I feel like Goody said hot might be something wrong.
Okay, room temperature.
A little warm.
Room temperature.
It's going to be, fair to middle.
Is there a temperature for what temperature should coochie be?
It's going to be your internal temperature. So like some it depends on
98.6 on that. It ain't a little bit warmer than life?
No, it's going to be
internal temperature.
Internal temperature, and you got to think about it. It's negative space, and when you're aroused, the blood flow speeds up, so your internal temperature speeds. Okay. Science and hoe shit. Come on, Kev.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that meat thermometer in there and check that internal
Science
temperature.
and hoe. That's
is that Goody. A merch shirt you have yet?
It should be.
So it's the name of the book I'm working on, and I own scienceandhoeshit.com, and I'm trying to trademark it. The shirt is coming. I'm just not in love with the design.
I love it.
Put out a crap design just so you up there first, Goody Howard.
That's great. So I just wanted to say, Shamira, thank you so much. Can you tell the people, like, obviously this was a moment for us. It was a moment in Love Hour podcast history.
Yes.
It was a whole
people
situation.
Talk about it. So much so that so when I was on the podcast, I showed the cards, the Use Your Mouth Sex and Relationship Conversation Starter cards. That created a lot of space for other things to happen. Like one of the questions there was about eroticism and showed people wanted to know how they could be more kinky at home. And so I started doing stuff like that. And if we want later, I'll burn some wax on my arm so I can show y'all what I've been showing people. But what actually happened
Remind me to come back.
As a result of that being seen, being heard, being valued, being understood is people wanted more. Melissa, like you said, like, okay, I need to find out, what does this mean for me? A lot of people were like, okay, I understand that, but I need them to be able to understand that. And so that's when the pocket-sized book came about, right? Because what I did with the book is I said, well, this is actually what you're asking for in various different ways. And I broke the book down into 7 types of intimacy that people ask for, which are physical intimacy, emotional intimacy, social intimacy, financial intimacy. My favorite one, intellectual intimacy, sexual intimacy, and physical intimacy, because all of those are different and all of those present differently. And so that's what I did for people. That's what we've been working on. We've been having the Use Your Mouth sessions, and people have really been able to say instead of no, right? Instead of no, because if you want your yes to be heard, their no has to be safe too. I have to be able to
say it again. Shamira, back up and say, I'm telling her the same thing you said.
If you want your yes to be heard, her no has to be safe as well. So I need to be able to say no without there being an uprising because I said no. Because like Beyonce said, right? What Beyonce said, first time I said no is like I never said yes. So people wanted to more language behind that. And that's what we've been working on. Instead of saying, no, this is what's going on with me. And so that's helped me as well in my own relationship. So I'm glad that it's helped other people.
And that yes to be heard, the no has to be safe too was a lesson.
Woo!
That was a lesson.
Whole entire word.
In our relationship as well. Right.
Very good.
And there's, again, not only sex and not only like punishing can be eye rolls. It can be holding it against you. It can be, okay, the next time you want something, I'm going to say no when a yes is there. Score keeping. That's the word. Overall, there's a lot of different ways, and your spouse will be aware of that. And then when you feel like you can't be honest or comfortable in your no, then the yes is less likely, right? Absolutely. Because you're like, oh, it only going to be you. You only expect yes out of me, so it's got to be yes every time. This ain't really a safe space for me in our relationship. And I think that's a lesson that I had to learn. And it has worked out in a more safe environment, right? And if you have a more safe environment overall, you have a more safe environment for sex as well. That's another thing about therapy they don't tell you. That connection on the intimate level of therapy, that opened up the floodgates.
We told you that. We told you once you get that intimacy, it opens you up to the ecstasy. Okay,
yeah.
so
say it again, Shamira. I love a good alliteration. Say it again.
Once you create the intimacy in the relationship, it opens the door for ecstasy to come in. And that's what we do.
Not the drug, y'all. Not the drug.
All about. It's about creating space for ecstasy to happen. And you get to determine what that looks like and how often and how mind-blowing it is.
Ooh, that was very good. All right, before we go to Brittany Brodus Smith, Ms. Who would you call her? Shirley B. Shirley B.
Shirley C's.
Shirley Caesar B.
Shirley C's.
Shirley C's B.
No.
I want the B. I want the B though. I want the
Cardi
B.
Caesar.
Oh, Cardi Caesar.
Cardi
Cardi
Caesar.
Cardi C's.
Cardi Caesar. We're gonna hear from the Love Hour sponsors.
The holidays are the most wonderful time of year, but if you're running an online store, you know they can be the craziest time of year. You've got inventory to manage, orders to fill, and a growing list of stressed out customers checking in twice a day, wondering where those last minute gifts will arrive. With Shipstation, the hassle of shipping out holiday orders melts away, leaving you with happier customers and more freedom to run your business or enjoy some much needed time off. I can tell you guys straight up, from man to woman or man to man or man to anybody, we were struggling prior to working with Shipstation. We had various platforms and no way to streamline them, so we'd have to go one by one by one by one. And Shipstation streamlined everything for us, made it easier for us, and therefore increased our whole merch business because we could do more and deliver with efficiency. Changing your shipping solution can seem daunting, but the holidays are here. Now's the time to think about making a change. Shipstation work with all the major carriers, international and local, including FedEx, USPS, and UPS. And you even get access to discounted rates that are usually reserved for Fortune 500 companies. So not only is shipping easy, you can also save money. No wonder 98% of companies that use Shipstation for a year keep using it for as long as they're in business. It's that good. Listen to this. Make this holiday season a little brighter with Shipstation. Use my offer code BLESSED to get a 60-day free trial. Just enough time to handle the holiday rush. Just go to ShipStation.com, click on the microphone at the top, enter the code BLESSED. Shipstation, make ship happen.
All right, we are back. Thank you so much to our Love Hour sponsors. Please make sure that you support them, because in supporting them, you're supporting us. And now we're going to go to Miss Brittany Brodus Smith. And before we do that, I need to cue Kevin for a song.
I'm a coochie. Won't you go and eat me? Lick me on the outside, lick me in. Before you try to put your penis in. Listen, that people, guys, you either love that or you thought we should have been off the air. But that dog on Amakuchi song, my brother thinks that's the funniest thing in the world.
It was months he would randomly just send us a voice note, and that's the voice note would just be the song.
And then Brittany pulled up, what's this? I know the clitoral hood. Brittany Brodus Smith, I know what that hoodie is.
You said it's raining. Take your hood off. You come in the house in the rain, take your hood off. I died. I was so nervous that day. I was like, oh my. My sister was like, what? You was nervous, shaking and rocking and rubbing your legs. I was like, yes. You got to singing. I was like, I don't know what to do right now.
Listen, Veronica the Vulva, she had a great day. Get that lab in there. Because it's not always minora and majora. It's inner and outer. Because sometimes the sizes are different. I didn't know that until she showed me Veronica. Sometimes the outer can be smaller.
Correct. Listen, you came on. I don't even remember what I think we was talking about masturbation.
We was. Them Christians want to touch that hem of that garment.
I think the folks had an attitude on that one.
Oh, they want to open up the temple. I'm unlocked in the church by my own self. Listen, Brittany was like, I can't give y'all permission. They were like, just give it to me. I want somebody to say it's okay.
It so bad.
I want you to say it's okay so I don't feel bad.
I cannot be. I had to tell people after the episode, I flooded with DMs like, so is it? What's your position? Is it okay? And I had to push it back. Like, what does my position on it? How does that impact you? Because I can't be your guilt gatekeeper. Like my decision is not going to be the thing, or my position on it is not going to be the thing that make you like, all right, I'm gonna do it. Because then when he cracked the sky and you have to answer for some questions, they're gonna be like, well, Brittany said, no, I got nothing to do with that. So you're gonna have to wrestle with that text on your own, sugar. I ain't got
wrestle with that text.
Wait, hold on. Now, Brittany,
God ain't gonna ask you about me. So worry about yourself.
I'm actually, when I get to the gates, God gonna be like, so first of all, I'm like, well, Goody has said. Goody.
God gonna be like, Goody
Howard. Is there a Goody Howard here? Could you please stand? We need to call you to the witness stand.
What if Goody ain't in line when you in line?
Goody Howard is not here.
And don't.
Well, Brittany gonna be there. Brittany gonna be in the line.
Brittany gonna be in the line.
Brittany gonna be in the line.
I'll be in the lobby, maybe. But yeah.
Oh no, I've been there. I got the clipboard. I'm up in front like this here.
Joshua said Brittany gonna be a preacher.
Goody.
We on the criterion.
We come as a package. The three of us come together.
Y'all my plus ones. Definitely for sure.
Brittany said
we're coming together.
First of all, heaven is not a companion pass situation.
Definitely.
I wonder if my diamond medallion
two or more in his name are gathered.
That's the word. Okay.
That's the word.
That is the word.
She will be in the what? In the
one thing about Goody Howard is she has read the Bible front to back, has a concordance.
Come on.
Okay.
Not concordance.
If you got a concordance now, you might love the Lord.
I love God.
Come on.
Yeah, that bullshit.
I got God but no religion. That's how it goes for me. But that's what I'm saying. So I could be up there
relationship anyway.
I might be in the lobby. You know what I'm saying?
Wait,
I she want Brittany to start preaching because y'all know Brittany is good for a word.
Oh,
listen,
real good.
Selling merch in the lobby.
Tomorrow don't start.
So we had that, and then you came out with this shirt.
Jesus Christ,
boy,
that I had wore. Actually, I had wore it to the dentist's office.
And it was during COVID, and I made a video about it, and people acted like you wore it to the elementary school.
I wore it to my son's elementary school. First of all, Joe may have been in elementary school at the time, but they was just up in arms about the way they perceived me wearing this shirt. It's the clip for me. Can you tell the folks, because I had you on the podcast, but maybe the folks forgot. What you made the shirt for? Because you love the Lord. You're Shirley Caesar. You know the Bible. Why would you make such a vulgar shirt with the name of a body part on it?
I mean, as you can see between the sign and this shirt and I love the word. I'm obsessed with the word clip. But honestly, I had a golden clitoris shirt for some years already. And this was just a rebranding of the ideas, ultimately to end clitoral ignorance. The full and the entire structure of the clitoris, how it's shaped, what it looks like, is really largely unknown. And, as what Shamira is holding up. And so between that, as well as working to close the pleasure gap so that women are feeling empowered to say, it's the clit for me. You're to the left, you're to the right, you're around the corner, and that's good. But for my orgasm, it's the clit for me. As well as a Christian sexologist, and people ask me all the time, how can you speak so boldly about sex for pleasure? It's the clit for me. The clitoris is not a technological advancement. If you believe in his sovereignty, you believe in the creation story, Eve came here fully formed with the clitoris that does nothing but provide pleasure. So it's the clit for me. That's how I know I can come in Jesus' name, speaking about what I'm speaking about.
Wait,
it's the clit
was that a double entendre?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I think it was.
Okay.
I'm definitely drinking a mimosa.
Come in Jesus' name.
Come in Jesus' name. Yes,
come
Lord.
in Jesus' name.
Listen, so this one pastor, when I was
joyful noise.
When I was really struggling with whether masturbation is cool or not, and consult your own pastor and physician.
Not physician.
This white pastor said, and this is just funny to me. It's just funny to me. He said, him and his wife were talking about it. He said, listen, God don't let you tickle yourself. Okay? If you tickle yourself, it don't tickle. If I tickle this, it tickle. He said, if he didn't want it to feel good, it wouldn't have felt good. I said, hold on. You can't tickle yourself, but you can flick that bean, and you can roll that helmet and get it going, and I just never thought about it like that. And I was, as a songwriter said, I was free, praise the Lord, I'm free, no longer bound. I'm gonna beat that meat.
I knew. I was like, where is he gonna go left? I didn't know where. I was like, let me not join.
I'm about to be on the road for 11 days. What y'all want me to do?
Hello?
Huh?
I mean, people have to understand, like, even with the conversation that we're having, if, like Kevin said, he was free from it, and that was something he wrestled with the text, if you will, and settled on what he settled on. For some people, it's just not their thing, and that is also okay.
Totally fine.
There's the spiritual aspect of it as well as the physical aspect. So some things that you can pray to bring under subjection, but bodies are going to do what bodies do. So if you are the release that masturbation provides, you should still learn yourself to know what other type of activity can give you a similar release if masturbation is not for you. You still have to understand the physical aspects of hormones and desire and arousal and all those things. You shouldn't just put that thing to side, like, I'm not going to masturbate, it's not my thing. Cool. But what else are you going to do when you are going 5, 10, 12 years into abstaining and you yet holding on to God's unchanging hand? What are you going to do to unpack that?
You got to let go of God's hand and use your own.
You got to let go of God's hand and use your own. The other thing that you said, Brittany, you was talking about it being a personal conviction, what the word of God said. I feel like there was 3.
About masturbation?
Yeah, no, just in general, there was like either you have to think about, is it your, what does the word of God say?
A biblical absolute, a personal conviction, or a preference.
Thank you. Preference was the last one. Can you go through those 3?
Yeah, so there are things, the word says what the word says, and it doesn't say what it doesn't say. So there are those things that God are very clear, that is very clear about, depending on your denominational doctrinal belief and your original language and how you unpack it and all of that. There's what the word says. And then there are those things that are just convictions, like you know what God said and you wrestle with it. Grandma said this, the pastor said this, and all the things that you just feel bad about it. If it's sin to you, then it's sin, that whole kind of concept. And then the thing that's just not good or bad, you just don't like it. And that's okay. What happens, we run into issues when we conflate the 3. When we come and Black people love to say, well, the Bible say, y'all still looking for cleanliness is next to godliness in the scripture. And
you ain't never going to find it in there.
And it's not in there. And so many things we come in the name of Jesus, but it really is in the name of our pastor, in the name of our grandmama. So being able to read the word for yourself, when the Sunday morning text is the only scripture that you get, then that's where you have problems with unpacking those 3 things.
I love it. You
know what is really interesting about what Brittany said and her answer to that specifically that I really love? A lot of times what we want as Christians is somebody, a Brittany, pastor, first lady, to present us with something that makes us feel okay doing what we want to do or tell us it's not okay. And the Bible says, study to show thyself approved. And if you want to have a relationship with God, I understood God a little bit more when I had children, personally. When I realized we only have 2 boys. And when we had Joe, I thought this son is going to act just like Isaiah and we will, raise him the same. They are so different. Sometimes they could be 2 different people from different parts of the world. They're that different. So different. And I don't mean one's good, one's bad. In every way that 2 children could be different, they are different. 2 people. Yep. Even the way one's picky, one's not, temperament, competitiveness, all that. And I realized, I said, man, if I can't even raise these 2 boys the same, I can't encourage them the same, I can't discipline them the same, how could God, on every aspect of every life, raise all billions of people the same, right? And I think what he wants us to do, and Paul talks about that, like, if I'm uncomfortable with this, let me be uncomfortable. If I'm comfortable with it and it causes you to stumble, then I wouldn't do that. But we want people to tell us it's okay or it's not okay. Yeah. And a lot of times, I'm not just talking about this, but a lot of times God wants us to have a relationship with him to where you decide what's okay for you and what's not. And I can't apply Brittany's principles to my life, or Shamira's, or Goody's, or Melissa's. And I think that the reason people want that Brittany to tell them, or their pastor, because that's easier. Brittany said this is okay or not okay.
We want people to be saved. We want people to be saved for us. And in essence, if you're saved for me, then that means you'll take the punishment for me. We don't want the responsibility of what comes with our decisions. But like you said, Kev, his word says his grace is sufficient. Sufficiency has to do with varying needs. It wouldn't be if he would have said his grace is something else.
Say that one more time, Brittany Brother Smith.
The sufficiency is due to the varying needs. At different points in our lives, at different situations, different purposes, different calls, that's why his grace has to be sufficient. And when you talk about knowing his word, word also says, I hide your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. Not that we may not. It's not a collective.
Oh, y'all, she had a word for us.
Come on. Eventually it's going to get to a place as parents where our boys are going to have boys too. Our children are going to have to be saved for themselves.
Yes.
We take them to church. We train them up in the way that they should go, and all that. They're going to have to begin to make that decision for themselves. And you want that agency and autonomy, because we're not serving God because we feel like we have to. It's a decision because we want to. And it's the importance of knowing all that is out there and still saying yes to God. You don't want ignorance. You want obedience, not ignorance. Like, I'm choosing you because I don't know nothing else.
And you want. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that goes to what y'all were talking about earlier of if the absence, my yes, the no has to be okay too. With the way we raise our children, that's how that shows up too.
Yes.
Asking them stuff and no is not an option. It's just
listen. That's actually what made me and Melissa really try to understand how we felt, because we did not want to impart something on our kids just because it was given to us.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Right. And it's one thing to believe something for yourself, but when you have children, you're like, okay, now do I want to pass this on, something I know led me into this direction just because I don't really want to do the work? That's why I get not upset, but I hate the how am I going to talk to my kids about this sex thing, this little not sex? How am I going to talk to my kids? You should have already been talking to your kids before Lil Nas X.
Exactly.
You should. And what we do in our parenthood, or our parental journey, we use stuff like that to be. This is a great talking point.
This is when this
YouTuber got David Dobrik got caught, had some consent issues. Oh snap! Our kids know who he is. Let's take a look at this situation, boys. Where did he mess up? Right? If you're already talking to your kids, this is another opportunity for you to talk to them. What I often hear is, I don't know how to talk to my kids about this, and now you're putting it in their face. Your hands are cold.
Or I'm an open door. My kid can come talk to me at any time they want to. Can I admonish you, parents?
Right, because you're not.
You're the grown up.
You're the grown up.
You're the grown up.
You're the grown up.
You should have the conversation with them,
right,
and not wait for them to have the conversation with you, because by then you're either too late,
or a grandparent,
too little,
or a grandparent,
or a grandparent.
Right. And then also give yourself a little bit of grace. You are the leader, yes, and you have the primary responsibility, but leaders also delegate. So if you don't know how to have that conversation, don't put it on yourself to every word have to proceed out of your mouth. Connect with people who this is what they do. You have the Melissa Pintor with the Sex Positive Family. There are resources out there. You connect your child to that, but that's the same thing with churches. We all went to school here for a very long time to have the conversations that we have. I'm not expecting my pastor to have this conversation.
Right.
I am expecting my pastors to create an environment where the congregants feel it's okay to ask questions and seek out resources.
Yes.
And so don't feel like for caregivers, or if you are responsible for any type of young person, feel like you have to have, because that really, as you said, people don't feel comfortable, they don't know what to say, so then they don't do it at all.
Exactly.
Connect with people who can, so that you can have the conversation, because guarantee the conversation is being had.
That's what I was going to say.
Absolutely. Conversation is up to you.
At most, as a parent, you are going to be one of the voices your kids hear.
Absolutely.
You're never going to be the only one.
Absolutely.
At most, you should be one, and you should be one of reason and wisdom. I mixed those two words and made one more. Reason.
That's okay. Reason.
But if you don't talk to your kids, then it is celebrities, their friends, TV.
Porn.
You at least got
Little Nas
Pornhub.
X.
I remember I was reading an article about how so many kids were going on Pornhub to learn, not to watch. What is this? Why do I feel this?
I keep hearing about this. My parents ain't have a conversation with me about it, so let me watch it.
Grown people too.
We tell them porn is not education. Porn is for eroticism. We tell people that all the time.
Well, ain't nobody told me what to do with this helmet.
That's the part I think that is missing.
Pornhub has a sex ed space because people was going for sex education.
Because ain't nobody talking to you.
First of all,
your missionary got a vibrator.
First of all, that's just good business.
I'm over there. If y'all go click.
Are you?
Are you really?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that more after this break. This episode is also sponsored by Skillshare. Amazing, amazing partners. We love them. Visit them. Skillshare.com. Skillshare is an online learning community that offers membership with meaning. With so much to explore, real projects to create, and the support of fellow creatives, Skillshare empowers you to accomplish real growth. I've taken 2 classes that have changed my life. A couple classes on graphic design, photography, but especially recently, the Instagram Reels class. I've got to compete with these young TikTokers. They're editing better. Their videos are snappier, and I had to step my game up. So taking a class on Reels specifically helped increase my Reels efficiency and their views. Experience real improvement with hands-on projects and classes designed for real life. Skillshare is also incredibly affordable, especially when compared to pricey in-person classes and workshop. An annual subscription is less than $10 a month. Explore your creativity at Skillshare.com/lovehour and get a 1-month free trial of premium membership. That's 1 month of premium membership at Skillshare.com/lovehour. And now back to the show. Goody Howard.
All right.
The world famous Goody Howard.
The world famous, really quickly
all
though.
World famous. Me and my
period.
You really are.
Period.
But your name, Goody Howard, you just got a great name.
She does.
Goody Howard is just a phenomenal name.
It's a perfect name.
It is a great name.
Landria, did you know? Did you know
Goody is short for Good Landria?
Good Landria.
Good Landria.
It's not, but it is.
Okay, I was like, I feel like she would have brought that up.
No, she named it because she said it was too.
Miss Goody Howard came on our Patreon and took did a rhinology class. And this is how I know. Listen to me what I'm about to say. This how I know folks out here need to help. Because y'all be out here, oh, okay. What day was the class on? What day was on Tuesday?
We broke the Zoom. We didn't even know that Zoom had limits.
It'd be 35 people in the Zoom. Goody Howard did a class. It was 2,000 of y'all.
Listen, Goody put that coochie on there.
Excuse me, Melissa, I can't get the link broken.
Goody Howard put that coochie on YouTube. YouTube was like, turn it off.
Take this off.
Or is that a chocolate coochie? Now we didn't let you have the puppet.
Off.
We let you have Veronica the Vulva. This is a fat coochie. That's a fat monkey.
Miss Goody Howard said, one up, one down. Tell us what you be talking about, Miss Goody
Y'all
Howard.
got all these coochies to the side.
Listen, and Kev out here on his set doing one knee up, knee down.
I got that from Goody Howard.
Of course.
That's why I was so
told
happy
her.
you were able to come to the show.
Listen, but you could have been like, y'all don't know about that Goody Howard. Listen, let me tell you
I
something.
should have did that.
The two you got some shows left. You can do that. The two shows I went to, because I went to Houston and Dallas, right? And I was sitting there, and you did the knee up, knee down on stage. And when I tell you, never fails. It was a whole group of women in front of me, and they was like, "Yep, Goody Howard told me." Goody Howard told me. And I leaned over the balcony because I'm extra. I was like, "I did," and they lost.
I know they lost it.
They was like, "Don't leave when it's over. Don't leave." So I'm out here taking pictures with people. And people
Come
like,
on.
Goody Howard. I'm taking pictures with people at both shows. It happened in Dallas too.
Dang.
And I was like, son, like it was so done. And I was like, you ain't shout me out. But people were shouting it for you though. That's what was crazy to me.
Everybody know where the one knee up, one knee down come from,
Come
Goody
on.
Howard.
Tell us what it's about, Goody Howard.
So knee up, knee down is a partner on top, right? It's a way to get on top of the dick, right? And so it's a dick riding technique.
Demonetized right now. Continue.
Right. And so penis partner on, I don't know.
No, continue. Be yourself. I want you to be yourself unapologetically.
I tried,
no
but,
one cares about monetization.
And these profanities. So it's a dick riding technique, and you can ride dick with your vagina or your anus, and it also works for rubbing two vulvas together. And so you get on top, and it's a weight distribution. It's like this. Don't do that. That's friction.
No, that's wrong.
You making fire. Oh, how's it go?
Nah. It's called caressing.
Shamira, you got two?
It's not fire because there's wetness. Come
Hey!
on. Don't act like you don't know about coochies. Okay.
I know about them cooches.
Well, it
You know
ain't
about-
dry.
No,
Right.
the
That's
fire was
fire.
the friction.
But knee up, knee down is science and whole shit personified, right? It is the weight distribution. It helps you control the ankle, the pressure, the stroke, the how much you're getting.
Goody, how
all of
smart.
that, okay? And it helps you, so it doesn't matter how big you are, how big your partner is, how big your partner's penis is, if it's a strap-on, if it's a God-given or store-bought. Listen to me when I tell you, knee up, knee down is a game changer for a lot of people. And there are 3 different variations on it as well. So you can like knee up, knee down, straddle your partner facing them. You can knee up, knee down in a reverse position, or you can knee up, knee down, completely straddling their body. And that's a great position for people that have buried penis or micro penis or a smaller than average penis.
Varied?
What's varied penis?
Buried, B-U-R-R-I-E-D. I'm not, no R, B-U-R-I-E-D, buried, buried in the.
Oh, buried.
Oh, it's invert. I was like, what's a buried
No, it's not
penis?
inverted. The root of the penis is inside the body.
The what?
The root
root
of the penis is inside the body. So they got more dick to give, but it's in their body. It's not out the body.
So
you
that
can have
sounds
maybe
inverted
5
to
dicks.
me.
You can have- No, it's not inverted because there's still dick on the outside. There's just more dick in
Oh,
the
just
body.
let.
Oh, it's underground.
We do not have
Yes,
the.
it's
We do not have the
subterraneous.
capacity.
So if this is the ground here, this is ground level. This sea level right here.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
below
that's
sea level.
underneath.
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
I never heard of varied.
I never heard of that.
I've heard of micropene.
It's buried. Like I'm going to
Oh,
bury
it's
you.
buried.
Buried. I never heard of that either.
Country, sorry. Buried. Buried.
I
Buried.
got it. It's buried.
Yeah, but it's a great position for that because you get as much dick as possible because you're really genital to genital at that point.
Listen, this is what I love about it. Take as much as you want. This is a grab and go peen. How much you want? Little bits a day. It don't have to be the same day to day.
No, at all. And there are 3 different orgasms in the penis alone. And so when I teach rhidology, knee up, knee
Wait,
down
the
can help you
penis
access
has
all-
3?
3. At
Say
least
them what
3,
they
but-
is.
For me?
Say them what
For me,
they
Kevin?
is.
Hold on.
Okay, grab. Oh Lord, she finna come out
I
with
had
chocolate
3?
thunder.
I thought I only had
Sexual
one.
chocolate. Sexual chocolate, everybody. Oh
But he
no,
can't be
you got
chocolate, 'cause
okay.
that's how monetization ends. This is now a toy because he rainbow.
All right.
But so the three orgasms that live in the body of the penis are the frenulum, which is this part right here.
That's the helmet.
Okay.
But the frenulum is right. The frenulum is your friend, right? And most penile orgasms start at the tip of the dick and go down. Right?
Okay.
This is essentially the dick's clitoris.
Okay. The
Right
head
here.
is the clitoris. Okay.
So the frenulum is one kind of orgasm. Then you have the pelvic, which starts at the root of the penis. And so when you're on top, kind of pressing the root of the lingam, the base of the penis back into the
Lingam.
body,
She be knowing the words.
and it creates a different type of stimulation, specifically on knee up, knee down, because you can use your weight and your leverage, your incline, your pressure, your stroke. to
So
stimulate.
it bypasses up here and just goes straight to the root.
It just because of how you're pressing in. So
Okay,
can
I got you. I
stimulate
understand.
the pelvic, right? And it
I
feels like
got
you're
you.
coming from the inside. And
Okay.
then you have the P spot or the perineum and all that. The P spot, prostate, perineum. They're all kind of, it's 3 separate things, but you can access the prostate from the perineum. Like you can feel it when you're aroused. It feels like a walnut-sized gland behind the testicles, and so you can also stimulate that. And I teach that in the blowjob class. So we talk about.
I'm
how-
laughing
Wait,
at my
time.
face because I got lost. I got lost.
Perineum.
So the perineum is the seam. So if this is the
That's the
testicles,
gooch,
right?
ain't it?
Seam,
Yep.
It's the gooch,
Yeah, the
the
gooch.
taint. Some people say the perineum. I say perineum because I'm from Texas. And so this the seam that goes all the way down behind the scrotum, right? And so right here, right behind the
Behind the
testicles,
scrotum.
before the anus, you
Before the
can
anus,
press
behind
and you'll be able to feel the prostate. It's like a round walnut-sized gland. When you're aroused, you can feel it. So if you're performing oral
Touch
sex, you're going
mine.
to press up behind the testicles like this, and you can stimulate that prostate without going in through the asshole.
You mean to tell me
What you
that you could have a
talking?
prostate orgasm?
That's why anal stimulation for people with penises is so important, because there's
That's
a
why
whole
anal
the G-spot
stimulation for
them
people
is
with
the prostate.
orgasms is important.
Yeah, that's where
The G-spot is the
You
prostate.
can milk like that, and from the P
Yeah.
spot too. Like
Milk?
if you're
You
on
can
top,
milk.
Yeah, you can milk a penis like that. And so like the P spot.
What does that mean?
Stop. Wait, Shamira, you said it like, girl, yeah, you didn't
What
know
does
that.
milk
I
a
didn't know.
penis mean?
Start over. I don't have your degrees.
Goody teach us how to milk that penis.
What does that mean?
When you want to lubricate,
You can milk a cow, can't you? Greg, you can milk a cow.
Right?
It's when you stimulate the prostate.
Yeah, you
Basically,
stimulate the
and
prostate.
you have a shooting orgasm. So sometimes when men go to the urologist and they have to get a prostate exam,
Yes, this is all I know about the prostate.
Really upset that they have these orgasms, right? They have these shooting orgasms when their prostate is stimulated, and they get milked sometimes.
Yeah, you can have, and milking is when you have a productive orgasm from a flaccid penis.
Yep.
Oh,
Wait, what?
what? Productive orgasm
You're
from
that science. It's when you come when your dick's soft. When some nut comes out when your dick is
When
soft.
you're soft, because you don't need an erection to ejaculate. You can ejaculate without a hard penis.
When?
Those are two different things. They happen and they can happen at different times.
Correct.
And you can have dry ejaculation.
So wait, everybody stop talking.
Dry?
Yes, so it's when it goes in instead of coming out.
So wait.
The brilliance of it all for me.
It's like
Stop it.
This is why Goody created Science and Whole Shit.
Blue Chew is for men that can't keep it up.
Yes.
Men that can't keep it up should just have a prostate erection. I mean, orgasm.
Forget.
Who in the pink?
No, that's not my pink.
In the stink.
I don't want none of my stink.
Oh, it doesn't have a gender.
It's
It doesn't
fine.
have an
So for
orientation.
people who don't want to stimulate in the perineum area right there, if you don't want a penis in your butt, stimulating that when your person with the penis is about
what
to
did you
orgasm,
have?
they
Nick,
are
what's
going to orgasm really, really hard. This is a vulva. But
what's her name?
You still have a perineum right here too, right? So
Send me
it's
the
right
link to that, by the
before
way. Send me the link.
it's right before the anus, right? And so, yeah, even if you look
What?
on here,
I'm-
it's
my
right
body is
before
literally
the
like,
anus
hold on, I
here,
wanna
right?
feel.
So if you stimulate this on a person with a penis, when they're about to orgasm, they're gonna have the hardest orgasm ever. It's gonna shoot out.
You got to rewatch Lit because we talked about this, Melissa, when in the Lit
No, I
workshop.
don't remember this. I
It
don't
is
remember. I don't
going
remember
to
this.
be-
I don't
it's
remember
going-
none of this.
Randy Sneed
None of
said,
this.
"Hey, baby, I want to be milked too."
Oh, baby.
So you mean to tell me if you go to that that little landing strip, and how you get it going? You got to
Push it up. You stimulate it up. And some people you can use the pulse, the pads of your fingers, and you can put it like right here. Like if you reach back around under the balls and you do this to that area, you can stimulate it, but you got to put some pressure on it. You pay attention to how much pressure your partner likes, and you put that pressure on that area right there, and you push up. You'll feel it. It'll feel like a vein right there too. You push up on it.
Y'all see me?
Joshua
Y'all see
said
me?
KSO.
Wait,
What is
y'all
that?
see me? This
Oh,
is a
I
finger
see.
vibe.
It's a finger vibe.
feeling. Okay? It's a vibrator with a finger on it, right? You see it's
Goody
got a-
is Willy Wonka.
Look, I am. I'm the Miss Frizzle and the,
The Miss
Tabitha Brown
Frizzle of
and the Willy Wonka.
sex ed, for sure.
So here's the finger vibe, right? Rechargeable, all that, right?
You sell on your website, goodyhoward.com?
It is. It is the frisky finger. It sure is.
Okay.
Use code Stage Crew. Don't play.
Come on, Goody. Come on, Goody.
So this, it goes. You see where the balls are? It goes on the perineum
Let's
like
pay
this.
attention.
You don't have to press at that point. Like the multiple press, you just press and hold, and let the vibration do the work. And you just slobbing on the knob like you're pointing on the top.
Let me
And,
tell you.
I know y'all saw that neck work Goody just gave us.
First of
that
all-
real quick roll. That
just,
quick
you know,
neck roll.
That's
we're not
the
trying
thing.
to monetize, you know.
Goody
But,
Howard always goes straight to like the edge,
Roll.
but sometimes Goody, when she be displaying her body, be doing stuff. I need a camera on that. I need a camera on what your body is doing. Can I get an 8 count on the movements of the body?
Well, sex is performance art, and you should be sucking dick with your
Yeah,
whole body. You should be eating
I remember
with
you
your
said
whole
that.
body. You know what I'm saying? You should be doing it with your whole body. You know, but stuff like this is great because you don't have to juggle sex toy and penis. You know what I'm saying? And if you're masturbating and you have a penis, you can just put it on your finger and hold it yourself and masturbate with the rest. You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole
What?
thing.
What's the shipping on that? What's the if someone was leaving on a Friday and it was Tuesday, Would you just? Should we just send it to the hotel ahead of time?
Yeah.
Or is there? Okay. Because I feel like you can't just talk about stuff. You need to test it. Right. I mean, I would be remiss if I just told you about something.
Good callback. That would be a good callback.
I got to see what that's talking about. You talking about from the base. Perineum play.
This was new for me. Okay, all right.
I'm always saying butt stuff. Now they done really told about butt stuff. I didn't know it was my butt.
Butt adjacent stuff.
Butt adjacent. I'm cool with butt adjacent.
Yeah, that's the great area.
Yeah, it's just a doorknob. I'm not in the butt. It's a window next to the butt. I'm saying, hey, through the window.
So don't even worry about it. It's not the butt. So you're safe. For people who are worried about butt play, you're totally safe because we're not in the butt. Just in the neighborhood.
You're near the butt.
You're in the neighborhood.
You're pulling up on 100 feet away, if you will. You have not arrived at the destination.
No. But city 1 mile away. You got some time. Okay, Goody Howard. Shamira, we need to see, because we almost out of time. We need to see wax.
The wax. Okay, well, let's do that real quick. So basically, what has happened is people they've been using their mouths and having these conversations, and they're like, there's one question in the deck, right, that says, what is erotic to you?
Okay. And
people have been figuring out things that are erotic to them. And so there's even been, since we've been in this panini pandemonium, people have been experimenting. So people wanted to know if people stopped having sex over the time that we've been locked up or when the first lockdowns happened. And so people didn't have less sex or more sex, but what the research shows is that people's sexual diversity increased. So people started exploring more. They started buying sex toys. The sex toy industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. It has exploded, and people started experimenting at home. So people want to know, how do I get more kinky at home? Because what's erotic to me is some of the stuff I see on TV. One of those things is BDSM and kink, which y'all know lives near and dear inside under my perineum, my heart. So people, I have this workshop that I call, is one of my Use Your Mouth sessions, and it's called Light My Fire. And so in the Light My Fire is I use wax. Now, disclaimer, these are specifically made for wax play. This is how you get a little kinky for people who like temperature play, sensation play, fire play. You can start off with these candles, and these can be found in like sexual wellness spots. Not the candles that you burn at home that you get on sale, not those types of candles.
Not Forever Mood.
No, not the mood candles.
I got another Santal candle.
They are specific types of candles. If you have a question about it, let me know. And don't do this at home. Don't say Shamira showed you how to do it. So basically what you want to do is, and this is how the candle looks, right?
Okay, it looks like a crayon.
It looks like a crayon, and you can actually use a crayon because they burn at lower temperatures. So you actually only want to use candles like soy-based that burn at very low temperatures, so you can avoid burning yourself, right?
Okay.
So this one is, I've been using this one. You can see, you can tell this one has had some practice.
I don't want to see your personal one. That feels invasive.
This isn't personal. This is for
demonstration.
Demonstration.
I was like, Shamira. I know it's just a candle, but
this is a demonstration pack.
I was like, I feel like I'm in your bedroom.
No.
That's her private reserve.
We don't use our demos, guys. We don't use our
demos. Got it. Okay.
So, but I like to show people that you can get kinky in your home. You can use stuff like this. You can use without going break the bank. People want to know, how can I get more kinky without going break the bank? And most people are already kinky. You're spanking each other. You're using ice on each other. That's temperature play. That's sensation play. If you don't want to go to the store, get you a ruler. Hit each other with a ruler. Or you could get you one of these. It feels good to be hit with. But if you want to go there, if you want a softer touch, you get you a Kleenex. Use it as a feather. Yeah, you can use a headscarf, all of that. But
put a do-rag on my coochie.
Wait, what?
Just drizzle the little straps.
So this is the thing. When you use wax, you don't want to use this. Brittany, show us your coochie. You don't want to use this on.
I got confused. I got confused.
I got confused. All right. Today's episode is sponsored by the good people over at Ritual, the multivitamin company you know and trust. Protein powders can feel intimidating and their formulas opaque, but we all need protein, and it's about more than just muscles. So our team of scientists, hello Harvard, reimagine protein from the ground up and inside out, from how it's made to who it's for and why it's needed. The result is delicious plant-based protein offered in 3 premium formulations for distinct life stages and unique nutrient needs. Whether you're young doing reps or more into dog walks, introducing essential protein here to shake things up. Listen, we choose Ritual mainly because we trust them. We start off with the vitamins, and as I try to get my life in order, I need a protein. I need a protein shake. I need to make sure I balance my protein, make sure I'm getting enough of it, and that's why I like it. And it's not awful tasting. It's a good foundation of health. It has a good taste and super flexible pricing. Okay, it's easy to incorporate into my daily life. Just add water, shake, sip. I'm on the go. I'm on the run, much like most of my listeners. I don't have a lot of time. I can't order from SmoothieShop.com. With Ritual, I got my protein right at home in my hands. Clean, plant-based formula specifically created to support nutrients and needs of different life stages. 18 plus, pregnancy and postpartum, 50 plus. 20 grams of pea protein plus a complete amino acid profile made with essential choline to help fill common dietary gaps. So why not shake up your Ritual to make trying something new less scary? Ritual offers a money-back guarantee. If you're not 100% in love, plus my listeners get 10% off during your first 3 months. Just visit ritual.com/lovehour to add essential protein today. That's ritual.com/lovehour. And now back to the show.
Wait a minute.
Goody.
I got confused.
Miss Shamira, no, we're not doing this. Not on this podcast.
Show us your penis.
Brittany, don't you do it. Don't listen to her. I don't know what she's doing.
Shamira, wait. Girl, you can't say.
Coochie puppet. You gotta distinguish.
You didn't say Brittany, comma, so we know you're talking to Brittany, not Brittany show. Like, it was too much.
I knew it. We knew exactly. Y'all looked at each other, and I was like, ooh.
Hey,
I'm sorry, Brittany. Let's do this over. Okay, Brittany, show us your coochie puppet.
Thank you.
Goody, show us your penis model.
There you go, Shamira.
Shamira, show a vulva. You cannot use this on your body parts. You don't want to do this on body parts, or if you're hairy, you don't want to put this on hairy parts because it's wax, right? So you want to start off by testing the wax. I'm going to test it on my arm right here just for this, right?
Yes.
So you want to test it. A way to test this wax is the higher you lift it. Let me know if y'all can see it, but the higher you lift it, that's the lower temperature wax you'll get. But if you put it close, it burns.
Okay.
Got it.
This is wax.
Because the amount
It's
of
going
air.
to burn, okay? So let's go ahead and light it. We can do this on here?
We hear that, child.
Okay.
We'll never know. Maybe the Patreon will be the only ones that actually get to see this. Melissa's YouTube gonna have a virus on it.
Okay. So our candle is lit. Okay. It's fire. It's real fire. These candles burn quickly too because they're soy based. So it's already liquefying, right? What you don't see is that I have water here. I have napkins on the side of me, so for easy cleanup. Now, if you were doing this with a partner, you would do something like what I call the stoplight system: red, yellow, green. So basically, red means stop, yellow means check in, stop and check in, green means I'm good. So that's how you would test how comfortable they are. So what I'm going to do is just drip the wax on my arm. Can you see my arm?
Yes.
Okay, so you'll test it. You see it dripping? It's very hot, but it feels amazing. You see it dripping? And the closer you get to your skin, oh, that feels good. The closer you get to your skin, the hotter the wax is.
You
And
like
this
it
is how
hot,
it
don't
looks.
you, Shamira?
Some like it hot.
And so that's how it looks. And so another great part about this is the cleanup. So once this dries, you and your partner might want to peel the wax off. You see how it just comes off?
Is it edible?
No, this ain't edible wax.
Oh,
They have
So you
some
see
like
how
that.
it just comes off my skin?
yeah.
You can like scratch your partner. If you're into that, you scratch with your nails and all of that wax comes right off.
So the bed be dirty?
Yes, so that's why, like I said, what you all didn't see is I had stuff here to catch it.
Oh, okay.
Right? So you want to lie down, you want to lay down something wherever you're going to play at to give you easy cleanup access. You want to have water near you, but that really does burn, right? So I tried this with Jason one time a few years ago, and he was like, he always want to try stuff with me sometimes. I tried this with him, and he jumped up. He said, "That shit really burns."
Have you tried the soy massage candles? Those really
yes.
work.
So I tell people too, like, if you don't want to, because that burns, it still stings, right? If you don't want that real fiery burn, get you a massage candle. Because what that feels is just like warm lotion on you, but you still get the effects of that, right? So that is a way for you to light your fire in your relationship, increase the eroticism, get a little bit more kinky, but you don't have to go that far. As you know, you can use some beads that you have in the house. You can use a scarf. You could use I use these in my workshops, right? Stuff that you have in the house, right? So yes. So look what I got in my bag. This is my kinky bag. I have cotton balls. Y'all figure out what to do with these cotton balls. I have mints. You figure out what to do with these mints. I have rubber bands.
I don't feel like you should give folks license to be like, figure it out, because you're going to have somebody in the ER room with a bead up in their body.
Yeah. So none of this stuff goes, this is all stuff that's body stuff. You figure out what to do with these. So in my workshop, people will put these on the testicles. They'll put these on their nipples.
That sounds painful.
They'll use these on different parts of the skin. Now, these are different types of rubber bands. This one's thicker, so the sensation on this one is different. This one's thinner, so it stings a little bit more. You eat this, you put this in your mouth and maybe lick on your partner. Like I said, I had cotton balls in here, so you could use this like all around the body. So it's just to basically show people that no, you don't have to go out and spend all that money. But if you do want to take it a step up, if you want to step your kinky BDSM skills up, Goody has you covered. Goody, go to askgoody.com.
Listen, I got
Goody
that.
Definitely has you covered.
There's a whole BDSM section, and I have soy massage candles. I have those Japanese wax candles. I have riding props. I have what they call? I just lost the word, girl.
Ooh, tell me.
Talking about the rope, floggers. Floggers.
Floggers are my favorites.
I love a good flogger, honey. And y'all, just the free stuff. Back to the free stuff. The wooden spoon in the kitchen. If you're wearing your little night shirt or your nightgown, honey, just pull that up and choke with that a little bit. Just and there's a right and wrong way to choke somebody. So listen.
Yeah, let's not choke. Because people don't know how to choke, and you don't want to kill anybody. It's all about this, not this.
Yeah, it's restrict, not contract. So you want to take that L, line it up with the chin, pull down to here, and you want to squeeze this way. You want to restrict the air, not constrict the air. Restrict, not constrict.
You may have just you may have just saved somebody's life.
Yeah.
She dead.
And spanking, people are already being kinky with spanking, but you also need to know you can't just slap somebody. We want to use this padded part of our hand when we spank, and the meatiest part of the butt when we spank too, right? It's under.
This is what I'm gonna do. Okay, we actually need a kinky 101 because part of the hesitation, it's me, I'm the hesitation with this is like, my G, I don't hurt me. I'm too little, and I don't fight fair because I recognize how little I am. So I've been whipped enough as a child.
Okay, I'm glad you're saying it.
If I go to Jesus and he's like, what happened? How did you get here? And I said, he was on top of me. I'm going to be pissed.
You know what, Melissa? That is so important that you're saying this. And I hope people, if they're watching this, they realize that, because a lot of people equate kinkiness and spanking to abuse, and they're two different things, right?
Correct.
So with being kinky and practicing BDSM, the difference between that and abuse is consent, right? So when you were getting these whippings and when people were beating you, there was no consent to that. It was about fear. It was about inducing fear. This is more about an erotic connection. It's about stimulation, and your body doesn't respond the same. If Kevin right now were to slap you just without you knowing right now, if he came down there, then you would be shocked. But if
No,
you
I
were
wouldn't
in
be
the
shocked.
moment,
He would be shocked. He would be shocked.
exactly, he would be shocked. But if you were in the moment and your body was warmed up to this and that oxytocin was flowing, it would feel totally different to get that tap and that smack, right? And if he was doing it right, it would feel totally different, because what happens is we have to warm the body up first. So if you are looking at a demonstration, and in the workshops, I teach people how to warm up each other's bodies before you do this. You don't go into it with no cold body, just like we don't slide into no oven with no cold food. You know, we don't slide no food into no cold oven. We got to let that oven warm up. We warm the body up. And so what we do is we start at the top of our head, right? Because our brain starts releasing these chemicals, letting our bodies know we're ready. And when you're engaging in kink and BDSM, there are different parts of the body that'll let you know that your partner's ready. If they're cold, their legs are cold, they're on right here, if they're not ready. So you have to warm them up. You start from the top of the body and you go down.
See, man, but the black women, they have the bonnets and stuff on. You can't get to the top of the body.
I hate
Yes,
you
you
so
can.
much.
Yes, you can. Because I wear a good bonnet too. Because I wear a good bonnet too.
Through the
I wear
bonnet?
a good bonnet.
Come on. Okay,
You got
can
bonnet
do
and
that.
braids.
But there's also, these are locks. But
Yes,
there's
period.
also like the neck, the back of the neck. And so you warm the body up and you talk about, you're going to negotiate what you like and what you don't like. You might not like to be spanked. You might like to be pinched, or you might like to be scratched aggressively, or you might like to be bitten, or you might like to have ice on you.
I need to punch you.
Right? You might like to be nibbled on. You might like to be choked. You might like to be, anyway.
I'm
so you
restricting,
talk
not
about
constricting.
what you like, and then you do that, because then your body's going to respond differently to it. So again, the difference between that and abuse is consent.
And know
the
what you're doing.
negotiation.
Listen, we
Okay.
talked about, while we're talking about this, we were talking about a show with the sexologist.
Yes.
Listen, the black women sex talk, I don't know what that show is going to be called.
It's called Science, Sex, and Black Women.
Something like that. I listen, y'all, this episode, we were talking about it. Shamira talked to me about it. I know she talked to y'all. I hope she didn't. She was trying to just go
Hey,
solo.
time out. I'm gonna ask you off when we get off of here, because you should have the stuff.
I got
We
the
got-
stuff.
we
That's why I
got
said
it.
Shamira sent me
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And I was talking to Melissa and them about the team about it, and everybody was like, yes, we should do that. And then the people who are watching this live, I see the yes in the amount of activity in there. I think there's so much freedom. And I think just having, it's one thing, Dear Abby, Dr. Drew, fine. I personally, I trust black women on stuff, even if I don't care if Dr. Drew said it. If Goody, Brittany, and Shamira said it, I'm gonna be like, okay,
It's the
then
gospel truth for me.
It's the gospel truth. We got the Bible version, we got the Goody version, we got Shamira is a little mix of both, and Shamira has a great accent as well. Listen, this is the show for the people. The people want to. People want to know. And YouTube gonna be hating. KevOnStage Studios is a little bit more freedom when it's your stuff. But listen, boy, y'all.
This was educational and hilarious. I had a great time. This is what I need y'all to do. Come up with the BDSM for Dummies 101. We need a good intro class on how to spank, how to be kinky without hurting folks.
Come up with 8 episodes. so we can
I don't need. I mean, just a real introductory class. Get it together between the three of y'all. Masterclass, whatever you want to call it. Because I'm saying we can do it for the Patreon first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm saying we could do it for the Patreon first. Pay the three of y'all, present the class. We already know we're going to have to break the internet.
We're going to shoot this in real camera, so when after Patreon sees it, we can go ahead and post it.
Okay, a flight come out.
Yeah.
Oh, so maybe this is 2022.
That's what I'm saying. Put it as part of the whole thing. Shoot it all at once. 2021.
Okay, 2022 thing. Okay.
A masturbate class.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Perennial play.
I have to go pick up my child.
Oh, shoot. You got to go.
I need to go. And yes, I got to know. He going to do it for
I'll
me.
do that.
Yes. All right. So before we head up on out of here, for the people that have watched this episode of the Love Hour and said, I need to follow the 3 of these black women because they are black excellence and sex for me. Please tell them.
Black Sexcellence.
Black Sexcellence. Please tell them where they can find you. We'll start with Brittany, go to Goody, and then end with Shamira. Give us your Facebook, Instagram, or wherever you prefer for people to follow you.
Absolutely. I am at the Intimacy Firm on everything. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. What's that other one? TikTok. And my website is theintimacyfirm.com.
I am Goody Howard, and everyone asks Goody. So my name is Ask Goody on everything: Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat. I neither snap nor chat, but I have one. The website is askgoody.com.
And that's ASK, because y'all know
ASK.
Goody. Yeah, ASK Goody.
It's ASKGOODY, because y'all
Boom.
be trying to IE me. And IE is plural. Okay.
Boom.
It's
I didn't
with
know
a
that,
Y.
but plus also for Monty that y'all be trying to IE Monty as why. Miss Shamira.
Do they?
Yes.
And unlike my beautiful, gorgeous sisters, I don't have no TikTok, no Snapchat, all that, because I can't do all the things.
Me
So
either.
I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Sexologist Shamira, and my website, onthegreencouch.com.
Thank you guys so much. This was not only fun, but quite educational. Men, tell your wife that you're your girlfriend or whoever your partner is, that you would prefer or you would like to have a prostate orgasm. It's for more than just prostate checks that you should get at a certain age. Apparently, they're for pleasure as well.
Yes.
Until the next episode, thank you guys so much. Bye.